all, it's just highly improbable, 1,000,000 to 1 or more odds that a building like that would fall straight down vertically. In demolition work, you go to meticulous effort to bring the building straight down or bring it down in the direction you want it to happen. For that to happen randomly once is 1,000,000 to 1. 3 times in the same day is just unbelievably long odds. In demolition work, you're going to set charges on each floor, and those charges have to be timed with precision on the order of 1 or 2 milliseconds in order to achieve that kind of symmetry. That's just not going to happen in nature. In the context of a burning office building, one would not expect anything present to be able to produce these kind of temperatures. We're talking 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The only thing that I'm aware of that would do that would be a deliberately set charge, such as a thermite charge. Basic thermite is just very finely divided iron oxide, that is Fe2O3, and aluminum powder. And when the two combine under high temperature, the iron oxide gives an electron to the aluminum. You get aluminum oxide, you get iron, and it runs at very, very high temperature. Two things about the thermite. One, it takes a very high temperature to initiate it. And when it burns at an extremely high temperature. And it's used as a cutting charge to cut steel. Those silver dollar sized holes in the steel like that will not be produced by a detonation. They won't be produced by a deflagration, which is a low speed explosion. There is only one thing that can do that, and that is that it melted through or it burned through. Now, in my career, I have been called on to investigate dozens of accidental explosions where operating buildings were destroyed by explosion. And I can tell you, if it was a detonation, you would see very, very crisp breaking. If it was a deflagration, you would see a bending. But that melt through looks a whole lot like it was some kind of an incendiary, a thermite type device. Well, classically, that's what a thermite or a thermite derivative would be used for. It burns at about 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and it'll cut through steel like a hot knife through butter. For instance, that is what the military uses to destroy steel military equipment when they need to. You see this powdered concrete that is consistent with a high explosive, and the brisance of that high explosive, that is the very, very quick rise in the pressure impulse, creates a shattering effect that would do exactly that. That is very, very consistent then with explosive charges breaking up the concrete into dust. I have investigated and have been the principal investigator on several dozen accidental explosions. And the first rule is you do not touch anything until the investigator clears it. You go in, you photograph everything, the investigation team examines the evidence and catalogs the significant evidence, and then you can take away what's left. This didn't happen on 9/11. You don't rush in there and within 2 weeks scoot all that debris off to recycling in China. That smacks of somebody that was either totally incompetent or wanted to cover up the true cause of the destruction. Yes, in talking to people fairly shortly after the 9/11 incidents occurred, I spoke with EOD people, that's explosive ordnance disposal, various demolition experts and so forth during the course of my normal business. And they all agreed, yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a demolition. So all of the hands-on folks that I spoke with were of the same opinion that this was some purposeful demolition act. Now, the back office folks, not so much.